dog in the trunk.
I'm back. Road rants on Star Wars and Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson did an interview and he attacked Star Wars fans that didn't like The Last Jedi. Once again, he's doing his best to try to cover up a terrible film by essentially calling everybody sexist and racist. Again. Which I would hope he is no longer involved with Lucasfilm. Okay, I believe he's not. Some of the things he said has been skeptical at best as to whether or not he still has this trilogy. But it's clear he attacked the fandom menace in this. It is clear. There are a lot of questions about the future of the Star Wars franchise after nearly every movie released has received mixed feedback from fans ever since Disney purchased Lucasfilm. And to be fair, nearly every Star Wars movie ever released has proven divisive on some level, from the shocking twist in The Empire Strikes Back to the politically focused prequel trilogy. Lately, the reaction to The Last Jedi. And while fans don't like the movie for their own personal reasons, others have railed against diversity presented in the movie, raging against the film featuring too many women or that people of color have prominent roles. And Rian Johnson has some strong words for the people who lashed out at diversity in Star Wars The Last Jedi. While speaking at a live event for Wired alongside Chris Evans for Knives Out, Johnson spoke about the people who whine about SJWs in Star Wars The Last Jedi. Quote, if someone's responding to diversity negatively, fuck them, Johnson said, prompting Evans to nod affirmingly and point, quote, if anybody didn't like the movie, I'm not saying that's why they didn't like it. It wasn't surprising at all to me. I grew up a Star Wars fan. I was in my 20s when the prequels came out, and this whole idea that it's all sunshine and roses and suddenly everybody's yelling at each other is baffling to me. Johnson added, and I feel like people care deeply about Star Wars, and every single person has a slightly different version of what they think Star Wars is. And so much of the fun of it is arguing about it since we were kids. He then tries to backtrack his words by saying Star Wars fans are the best in the world. And it does not say anything. It does actually go on to say there's been no concrete announcement about his trilogy. Where to start? Once again, Rian Johnson, and I guess Lucasfilm, once again, they don't get it. It is not about diversity. It is about forced diversity. There's a difference, okay? They failed to miss the point that everybody loved Princess Leia. People loved Padme, Mara Jade, Ahsoka. Strong, well-developed female characters. Lando Calrissian, anyone. Strong, prominent black male lead. I love Lando. Lando is number 4 on my favorite list of favorite Star Wars characters. Mace Windu, anybody. This is where we have the motor scooting issue. Arrow to the mother eye hole. Asshole. We have an issue with forced diversity when it's forced in for the sake of trying to tell the story, and the story is sacrificed. It's not a good story. There is no hero's arc for your female character, Rey. Look, if you'd have given the same arc to a dude, it would still be shit. That's a fact. because it's shoddy storytelling. Finn, you did nothing. I liked Finn as a character coming out of The Force Awakens. In all honesty, I liked Rey. I really liked Finn and Poe. Rian Johnson, you did nothing to progress their character and further their development. And then you forced in new characters. And yeah, it's pretty obvious you had some sort of a female-driven agenda. With Admiral Holdo, if you take a honest-to-God look, is not needed in the film. And you sacrificed an old-school character in Admiral Akbar to shoehorn her butt into the movie. Yes, that will piss fans off because you made it obvious. Look, they have homosexual characters on the show Arrow, the CW show. You know why I don't have a problem with that? Because it's worked into the storyline and they don't throw a parade to push it into your face. You essentially don't give a damn. Okay, you're just watching the show and it's not disruptive to the storyline. Okay, you don't see a blatant agenda. Now, if you watch Supergirl, there's some blatant agendas in there. Okay, but the point being, it doesn't disrupt the story of the Green Arrow. Okay, this disrupted the story of the sequel trilogy. There are a monumental list of reasons why this film is terrible. But diversity is not diversity when it's forced. Okay? It's not. In fact, it's my belief that female characters, of other races should be offended by what you did, frankly, to these characters. You shoehorned a horrible character, Rose Tico, into the storyline to try to make a diversity point. By the way, your entire subplot of Canto Bight was not needed in this movie. It was not needed, and it hurt the film. And you're wrong. People were upset about the prequels. This is an abomination of cinematic movie making. That's the other problem. You made a terrible Star Wars film. The prequels have all kinds of problems with dialogue and script and some of the screenplay stuff, but the story is solid. And they didn't leave the franchise in such a way that Revenge of the Sith couldn't step in and become one of the greatest Star Wars movies ever. It is my belief The Rise of Skywalker cannot be a great movie because of what you have done, Rian Johnson. Cannot happen. People can sniff out forced diversity. Guess who sent this to me? John Matrix, an African-American male. Rian Johnson, you're a dick. You don't get it. People have asked me, hey, I'm looking forward to you seeing Knives Out. I am sorry. I will not be seeing this movie. I will not financially support anything that Rian Johnson wrote or directed. If he shows up as an executive producer on something, I may see it because, frankly, that doesn't really mean much of anything. He might have put a little money into it. But if he wrote or directed it, or if he's the main producer or one of the big producers on the title, I will not support it. So, well, if I figure out how to see Knives Out, I might do a review on it. Once again, these people are attacking us, calling us sexist, calling us racist. They don't get it. They live in a bubble in Hollywood. They're so out of touch with the rest of the country. It's Weird. They have become a bunch of weirdos. I don't know who they're making films for anymore. Hollywood just tanked the Terminator franchise, and they are tanking Star Wars films. And Rian Johnson, who may or may not be connected to Lucasfilm, just said F the fans. He better not be involved with Lucasfilm. He really better not. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.